It's the NFL on EA Sports. All eyes are on Jamar Chase. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's the Bengals and the Eagles, and it's coming up next.
Now from the riverfront of the Ohio, sellout crowd has arrived at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Two teams in this one going in the right direction. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, both these squads come in off winning streaks. Something's going to have to give, but you love having that momentum coming into a game like this.
And absolutely right, Mike. And on top of it, if you're the home team today playing in front of your home crowd, not only are you coming off this win streak and bringing this momentum into another home game, but you get the energy, you get the excitement of your crowd who's also riding this wave of winning football. But on the other side,
Here's Evan McPherson. And off we go here in Cincinnati. Britton Covey now on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Eagles led out by their quarterback, and he is the leader of this offense. Jalen Hurts has that calm demeanor about him, can make the big plays as well. Greg, here he is already in his 5th year in the NFL.
they find themselves coming off a win last week that came right down to the end. And the best teams in the NFL, Mike, they can win close games and they can win different style games. You're not going to blow people out consistently in the NFL. The league is just too good and has too much parity. But the teams that are the best in one-score games, they're often the ones finding themselves in the best position come playoff time.
Second and a yard. Now Gainwell. Whoa! And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
On first down, it's Hurts. Taking off, and they're going to work this down inside the 45. Now an injured player on the field, and that's the quarterback, Jalen Hurts, who is shaken up. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. On first and 10, here's Pickett. This is caught. It's the former Colt, Harris Campbell. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
Here's first and 10. From the gun is Pickett. He'll get this complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face second down and 7. From the shotgun, here's Pickett. That's to the right side and incomplete.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page and the ball falls incomplete.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring fourth down right in the face.
Elliott's kick is good. And the Eagles are out to an early 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
The Bengals offense comes out led by their quarterback, Joe Burrow. Can they keep him healthy? Because when he's good, he's so good. Won the Heisman during his days at LSU. Took this team to the Super Bowl. Now, Greg, year 5 for Burrow with the Bengals.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
Second down, Burrow. This one caught by Chase. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Burrow from out of the gun here on third down. Quick throw here is complete. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. On fourth down, they'll call on Brad Robbins here to punt. Britton Covey deep for the Eagles. Now fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. From the pistol, it's Gainwell. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. He'll try again here. Second and 10.
At the 28-yard line.
Now some movement up front. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. On second down, Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. To throw is Hurts. He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn it to a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
So on fourth down, they'll call on Braden Mann to punt. Trenton Irwin back deep for the Bengals. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They bring Chase in motion. Burrow here on second down. He's got a receiver wide open, left side. And he will score. Trenton Irwin, touchdown Cincinnati. That's his 8th touchdown of the season.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
after the TD. On is McPherson to kick this one away. For the return, here comes Britton Covey. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to take over possession of the football. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Gainwell. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the 1st down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. They don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. One of the tight ends in motion right. Here's Hurts. He'll take this himself. Good work on the ground. He's got it. 1st down. Up at about the 42.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that 1st down himself.
On 1st down, he's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. The Bengals have got it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step 1. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Burrow. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Reed Blankenship on the coverage.
Now a 2nd down throw for Burrow. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up.
10 yards to go.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. Here's Brad Robbins now. He'll punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. Hurts working in the pistol. That's complete to his running back, Kenneth Gainwell. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll run here with Gainwell. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. Now a deep ball looking for Brown.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Burrow now. This one complete to Higgins. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker. Here's their punter now, as he's on to punt for Cincinnati.
The punt is blocked. Makes the score Bengals 7, Eagles 3.
The Eagles offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll start with a golden opportunity here to move out in front. Great field position to start out. It's 1st and 10. That'll be complete to Gainwell. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
Now Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. He runs with it.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
He'll try and get there, carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The Bengals have got it. The quarterback was on the move, starting to gain some yards, but then he lost the ball. And the fumble's recovered by the defense.
And early on, Mike, it was actually a really good job by the quarterback, extending that play, getting some positive yards with his legs, but he decided not to slide and give himself up. He takes that hit, loses the ball, and now the defense takes over.
The Bengals offense getting set to get back to work. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Back to throw, Burrow. His throw left side is complete. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. A run, Edwards-Helaire. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a 1st down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the 1st down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
So after 1, it's the Bengals on top. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Here's Burrow. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. On the ground, Edwards-Helaire. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
It's not just the blockers creating yards for him out there. He created most of that yardage on his own, shrugging off the initial tackle attempt and continuing to rumble downfield.
A 1st down throw for Burrow. Quick throw, taken in. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7.
At the 30-yard line.
Here's Edwards-Helaire. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play. They need to get this to the 23. Here's 3rd down. To throw is Burrow. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down. So now they'll send out Evan McPherson for this field goal try. This one from 49. McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals go out to a 10-3 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense about ready to take over once more. The next drive about ready to commence. Want to remind you what's coming up in primetime this week. Tonight on Sunday Night Football, 2 teams with plenty of playoff history, both historically and recently. The Cowboys and the Niners from Santa Clara, followed tomorrow night with Monday Night Football, a couple of blue-collar teams. The Giants and the Steelers meet up in Pittsburgh with kickoff time at 8:15 Eastern.
Good decision by the quarterback. In this situation, all you're looking to do is have a positive play. He decides to pull it, and that's exactly what he's able to do.
On the ground, Gainwell. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. They'll empty out the backfield as they come up for 3rd and a yard. And they'll throw here with Hurts. That one caught by Smith. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. A run with Gainwell.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Now some movement up front. Flags down. Mistake-filled first half continues. Landon Dickerson guilty on that one. Whoa, things are getting tougher. It's now 3rd and 15. Now Hurts. Out wide, here's Smith. Searching for some kind of seed to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up. Here's Braden Mann now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. Out comes Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense to take over once more. As we check the league leaders in passing yards, you can see he is right up there among the best in the NFL. Slot receiver headed right. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
2nd down, Burrow. That one finds Chase. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. Taking off, he'll try to get there. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
This just kills you as a defensive coordinator. Here you are thinking you're going to get a 3-and-out, get off the field, pick up some momentum for your team, and you allow the quarterback to get loose with his legs, and he's able to pick up just enough on 3rd down to convert, and now you got to go back out and defend a fresh set of downs. Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
Here's 3rd and 7. Throwing is Burrow. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Eagles offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. To throw is Hurts. He gets that to Brown. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4.
At the 41-yard line.
Now it's Hurts. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated.
And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Trey Hendrickson, Mike, comes away with the sack, and just think, last year, coming off a career best 17.5 sacks. He gets another one here as he tries to build off last year's monster season.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Bengals offense ready to get back at it. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Burrow to throw. To the left side, caught by Chase. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2.
At the 31-yard line.
Play action now. It's Burrow. Backs to his big tight end, Gesicki. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. That is catch number 60 for the season.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
On 1st down, Burrow. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Working out of the gun, Burrow. And that is incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So now they'll send out Evan McPherson for this field goal try. This will be from 56 yards away. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Covey now on the return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They're in a 10-point hole. It's 13-3 as this drive starts with first down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. On play action, Hurts. That's taken in right side by Goddard.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
On comes the punter now, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Bengals offense ready to come back out for this next possession. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with first down. To throw is Burrow. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Jermaine Burton, the intended receiver. It's second down.
At the 35-yard line.
Burrow. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Set to go now on 1st and 10. A run with Edwards-Helaire. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. They'll stay on the ground. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4.
Now, Burrow. Thrown into a sea of bodies, but it's complete. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Bengals first down.
Gesicki, the man in motion.
25-yard line.
Burrow now to throw on first down. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down. Back to throw, Burrow. That pass sideline is caught. Nice catch, stays in bounds, and he's got the first down. Terrific job with the feet to make that one a grab.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Now, Burrow. Taken in by Gesicki. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Tight end on the move left. Burrow here on second down. That is caught, and they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be first and goal. Now timeout Cincinnati. That's their second, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. To throw is Burrow. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jamar Chase, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he will dive into the end zone. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Touchdown, Bengals. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Whoa! He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
So the Eagles will use their first timeout here, and they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. That's a short one, caught by Goddard. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. Here's the timeout for Philadelphia. That is their 2nd. Again, Hurts. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. A pistol snap back to Hurts. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half. Here's Jake Elliott now to try the field goal. They'll spot this at their own 48, meaning this is a 62-yard attempt.
Wow, what a big kick there. I mean, just looking down, anytime the kicker is lined up on the other side of the 50, you think, there's no way this ball's going to get there, Mike. But listen, he's got a big leg. This one he strikes absolutely perfect. That was good off the foot.
1st and 10. They do try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started up at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland, where it was the visiting Ravens who were able to come in and take this one on the road. Derrick Henry, 100 yards exactly on the ground with a touchdown run as well. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And they were winners in their ball game as they were able to handle the visiting New York Jets. Drake May, terrific in the win, and a much-needed win at that, as it is indeed their first on the year. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings don't want to fall into a deep hole this early, so a good win there ups their record to 3-4. We saw a strong first half out of the quarterback, Joe Burrow. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. On the return is Chase Brown. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow set to take over again. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, he'll try to keep it going. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. They bring Chase in motion. Now a second down throw for Burrow. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage. Third and long. Burrow from out of the gun here on third down. And that is incomplete. James Bradbury right there gets a hand on it to break it up.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
Oh, no fair catch, and he pays the price. Big shot to make sure this return didn't even get started. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
Hurts finding Smith, and an Eagle, first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it, because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and that will lead to a second down. To the air again, Hurts. To the outside, catch made by Brown. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Eagles.
Now Gainwell. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
At the Bengals 31-yard line.
Now Hurts. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and it's going to be 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. Open man is Smith. He's got him. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. And now, decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down? Now, movement up front. It's a big decision coming from the officials. Who's the penalty on? On 4th down, here comes Jake Elliott for the Philadelphia field goal. This one from just under 50 yards. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good.
makes the score.
And the Eagles will cut into that lead.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The home team's offense headed back to take over once more. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. Burrow now. He'll get this out to the left flat. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Second down, Burrow. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Nice play there by T. Higgins, and when you think, Mike, back to 2023, he's only able to play 12 games, still had just under 700 yards and 5 touchdowns. The hope in Cincinnati is when this guy is healthy, they have themselves a bona fide superstar at the wide receiver position.
On first and 10, Burrow. That's to his big tight end, Gesicki. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players...
And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Joe Burrow. Touchdown, Cincinnati. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Covey now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense ready to get back to work. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on first and 10. Hurts working in the pistol. That's to the left side and taken in by Smith. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So from the 39, they come up on first and 10. They'll fake the give. Now it's Hurts. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. They'll try again here. Second and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Firing right side, brought in by Brown. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
First down, Philadelphia.
Hurts will work here from the pistol. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds, so possession does not change hands.
Offense retains possession.
Man in motion is Brown. Hurts again. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. Now, someone up front moves early. Can't continue to make these mistakes if you're trying to mount a big comeback. Hurts will try it again. A short throw taken in by Goddard.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Still second down.
Now Jalen Hurts on second down. Looking right side. He's got a receiver. It's Smith. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down. Man in motion is Brown. Hurts now on 3rd and 2. He'll get this out wide. And he's not going to get to the sticks. He'll wind up losing yardage as they mark him short of the first down, and it sets up 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
That is incomplete. They took a chance throwing it on 4th and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Yeah, when you find yourself down big here in the second half, you have to maximize every possession, and that's exactly what the coach tried to do, going for it on 4th down, give yourselves a chance to cut into this big lead, but it's the defense that came through again with a huge stop, and that's going to make their chances of coming back that much more difficult.
On 1st down, Burrow. That is incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Automatic first down.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Burrow. Catch left side is made by Higgins. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3.
2nd and 3 at their 49-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Brings up third down and 3 yards to go.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Burrow from out of the gun here on third down. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback.
The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. That's a short pickup to about the 47. The veteran Darius Slay, they're on the stop. 3rd and long. To throw is Burrow. To the left side, caught by Chase. He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple of yards shy of the first down, and here comes 4th down. So now they'll send out Evan McPherson for this field goal try. This one from 54 yards out. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Bengals will extend their 3rd quarter lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to take over once again. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. He's got his man Brown. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That is caught downfield by Campbell. And he will go all the way. Harris Campbell. Touchdown, Eagles. Jake Elliott now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Eagles are able to cut into the deficit. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
So far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
And he'll take this ahead to the 43-yard line. The veteran Darius Slay, they're on the stop. So back and forth they go as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They face 2nd down and 7. They'll stick with him again. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the 4th quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Burrow. That's caught by Edwards-Helaire. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Eagles.
Gesicki, the man in motion. 2nd down, Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
And 3 yards to go.
Now, Burrow. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
And this is not going to be enough. He is short of the marker, and they have turned it over on downs.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. He's going to keep it himself. An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting 1st downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
2nd and a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 30.
Hurts now. That'll be complete to Gainwell. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. 3rd down, 3 to go. Hurts to throw. A hit, and he has lost the football. And the defense has it. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off the field disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it away.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That's to the 3rd round pick. It's Jermaine Burton. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. How about 25 yards to start the drive? 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. Changing direction there as he's able to pick up 3.
He's taken down at the
2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They go play action for Burrow. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Gesicki, the man in motion. Throwing is Burrow. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. On 1st and 10, Burrow. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
James Bradbury right there gets a hand on it to break it up. Burrow now. He'll get this out to the left flat. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. So it'll bring up 4th down. So now they'll send out Evan McPherson for this field goal try. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Bengals will extend their lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Now Hurts. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
A gain of 12. 1st down, Philadelphia.
Hurts to the air on 1st down. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 2nd down. To the air again, Hurts. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
And that is incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. And that'll set up 4th down. Again, Hurts. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs. Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
A handoff here, up the middle, and it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Infraction, defense. Still 3rd down.
The penalty yardage not quite enough for a 1st down, so they're still looking at 3rd and inches. That is caught, finding Higgins. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They're going to motion the tight end over here. To the ground, a first down run. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Burrow.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Second and 7.
Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Encroachment, defense. Still second down.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Now a second down throw for Burrow. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal.
That's good for the Cincinnati Bengals. First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Here's a run. They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line. And that'll set up 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
To throw is Burrow. That is caught by the tight end, Mike Gesicki. Touchdown, Bengals. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
On is McPherson for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Bengals will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Isaiah Rodgers now to return it. Now on the return, he has lost the football. And this is taken in by the defense. You talk about everything going wrong. A big deficit. All you want is the ball and a chance to get back in the game. And now, Greg, they hand the ball right back to him on this kickoff fumble.
Mike, you know the saying, when it rains, it pours, and right now it is pouring on this team. They just can't get out of their own way. They lose a fumble here on the kickoff just to make matters worse. This has just been a complete disaster all around for this unit.
First down. First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
A first down throw for Burrow. There's that man again. Another catch. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. On the ground, it's Evans. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. A run on 1st and goal. And he's going to go backwards, taken down at the 6.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
He is in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. McPherson now for the PAT. He's got it, and the Bengals add on to their already sizable lead. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Covey now on the return. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to take over possession of the football. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump. And they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. This is all about sensing the pressure. You can see him keeping his eyes downfield as long as he can. But ultimately, he decides, I got to tuck this ball and become a runner. He's able to avoid the sack, pick up some positive yards.
Here comes the Eagles punt team as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Bengals offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we take you through some of the highlights so far, you're going to see a lot of passing yards. He has carved up this defense over 300 yards passing in the game and has been sharp right from the start. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. Here's Brown. And he'll fight forward for a couple of yards, but a flag is down, and the linemen are already walking back. They bring their tight end right. To throw is Burrow. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Tight end motioning left. On the ground, it's Brown. Great run there. He gets this up close to the 30-yard line. So this one in the win column for the Bengals. They continue to be the hottest team in the NFL here in the first couple of months of the season as they remain unbeaten. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.